He needs it soon because he is doomed in purgatory until he gets it. The ghost then goes on to reveal that King Claudius, his brother who married Gertrude, the ghost's widow, murdered him. While King Hamlet was sleeping, Claudius poured poison in his ear. Hamlet promises to avenge his father, but the ghost tells him not to do anything to Gertrude. Hamlet goes back and swears his friends to secrecy, telling them not to worry if he starts acting a little strangely. Alright, that's scene 5. Alright, we can
Is that it? Is that it? Oh,
my expectations are so high for this.
I don't know.
Hopefully this face fits well.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Why would you do that for me? I don't know. Hey, am I supposed to say something else on Hamlet?
No, that's fine, that's fine.
Just this?
It's the banana that's not it's fine. Well, this one's even funnier for you, so. Oh my god.
Oh, his eyes look so sick at it. It's so weird.
That's real. I'm recording it.
We now have Act 3, Scene 4.
Look at that mask! Where do you find something like that?
Talk about it, I can't hear very well. We now have Act 3, Scene 4. Inside Gertrude's room in the palace, Polonius confers with Gertrude, advising her on the conversation she should have with Hamlet. She says that she should tell Hamlet his pranks have gone on far enough. With Gertrude's agreement, Polonius hides behind a curtain in her room to overhear her conversation with her son. Gertrude reprimands Hamlet for upsetting Claudius with the play, but Hamlet turns the tables and starts attacking her for marrying her husband's brother. Hamlet grows so enraged that the queen worries he will murder her. She cries out for help. Ah! Polonius, still behind the curtain, hears Gertrude cry, "Help, ho!" Polonius also cries out, "What ho, help!" While this does nothing to help Gertrude, it does alert Hamlet to the fact that somebody is hiding behind the curtain. Hamlet promptly stabs the man. Stabs the man behind the curtain veil, declaring that he's found a rat. Polonius utters his last word. "Alas, I am slain." Gertrude asks, "What have you done?" Hamlet admits he doesn't know exactly what he's done. He asks whether the curtain spy was the king, and he gets no reply from Gertrude. Hamlet has no time to waste on dead Polonius, and says this act was no worse than someone else's choice to kill a king and marry his wife. Gertrude gets in a tiff and suggests that she killed the king, but Hamlet is busy concerning himself with Polonius' dead body. He says that he mistook the intruding fool for a man higher up, though did serve Polonius right for being a busybody. Hamlet proceeds to argue with and yell at Ophelia about her marriage with Claudius and why it agitates him so much. Hamlet, lugging along Polonius' corpse, with a great deal of effort, wishes his mother a good night. That is it for scene 4 and 3. Acting is the fun scene.
Oh god.
No.
Yeah.
expectations are not matched right now.
Oh my god.
Could you say that a little louder?
My expectations are not matched right now.
Okay.
I had very high expectations, all these masks. I don't know. The acting is
Masks.
subpar. Masks. The acting is subpar.
Oh my God, Harrison Bergeron. Do you remember that awkward dance I had to do with? Oh my God, what is that?
She looks like Michael Jackson.
That one man. Oh, I like that one.
Close.
Can you thriller for us real quick?
Oh man. Oh man,
Ew, stop.
Okay, guys. This is Act 4, Scene 5. A few weeks later in the palace, we learn that Ophelia has gone quite mad. She's been wandering around the palace and singing old songs. Though there's nothing in her songs in particular, the listeners who want to think naughty things are able to weave the nonsense together into some gossipy messages. Ophelia proceeds to sing a few of her songs, but nobody really seems to know what she means or why she is singing them. The death of Polonius has made her very insane. Later, Gertrude enters to inform Laertes that Ophelia is drowned in a brook. Gertrude's description of the occasion is sadly beautiful. Ophelia went to the brook with flowers, intending to hang them on the boughs of a far-out tree. A branch broke beneath her, and she tumbled into the brook. At first, Ophelia's clothes made her float, so she sang old songs and generally appeared like a singing mermaid without even thinking to cry for help. But her clothes became soaked and pulled her down into the brook, still singing. Gertrude presents Ophelia's death as a kind of accident, but it also may have been a suicide. Everyone mourned Ophelia's death, and we were generally very shocked.
It's hard to breathe.
Oh, I got the best pictures of.
Oh, we're gonna need a few volunteers to help us act.
Eventually. What the heck?
We need a few. We actually do need a few volunteers, like one or two.
Hey, can I cut these eyeballs bigger? Can I cut these eyeballs bigger? Let's not try to make these eyeballs bigger. Oh God! Don't rip the hair.
We'll tell you when we need. We'll tell you when we need you.
Oh God, I love
Jack's glasses are
Oh my gosh! Look at me.
Yeah.
What?
It's not gonna be right.
Oh my God. Watch where you're swinging that. Jeez. Oh my God.
Alright. Act 5, Scene 2.
Hey, Lois, pose to the camera.
The court assembles to watch the duel, including the king and the queen. Hamlet, shockingly, is the picture of quiet gentleness. Hamlet
You got nothing, bro. You got nothing.
This is supposed to be a silent interpretation. Hamlet apologizes to Laertes, saying that it was Claudius's fault for his madness, and that killing Polonius was an effect of Claudius's killing Hamlet's father. Laertes hears all of this and almost accepts his apology. He decides instead that since the king and queen came to see the fight, he might as well give them one. The two young men thus agree, and the fencing match will be a friendly little one, except for the multiple plans that Laertes has to murder Hamlet. Just before the duel begins, Hamlet declares himself to be the weaker player, but Claudius declares that he does not mind. As Ostrich presents the men the swords, Laertes quibbles, dismissing one as being too heavy. He's clearly picking through the swords, seeming to be choosy, when actually he knows he's searching for the sharpened poison sword. Hamlet is much less choosy than Laertes, and he's satisfied and takes the sword after only going through one. Claudius also makes a big show, saying cannons will fire and the king will drink to Hamlet's good. Hits. The fight begins. Hamlet and Laertes cross swords, and Hamlet scores a few early points. And if we could pause the fight here, we would now like a volunteer from the audience to play Gertrude.
Aaron, go. Put a mask.
That's where the
Oh my gosh, this is priceless. Put the glasses on top of it, Aaron.
If you read the book, you would know that Gertrude sits right by Claudius.
Right here, next to the bar.
They're such a cute couple.
As Gertrude sees her son scoring a few early points, she toasts him. And Gertrude accidentally drinks the poison wine that Claudius had planned for Hamlet to drink. Claudius tried to stop her, but of course it was too late. And meanwhile, Laertes is battling with himself in an aside, wondering if he should really kill Hamlet or not. In the end, Laertes ends up striking Hamlet in a scuffle, and the swords, there's a mix-up that the swords are dropped. And the two men accidentally change swords. And Hamlet, unknowingly, wounds Laertes with the fatal sword, and they both fall right about the same time as the queen, because Hamlet had been stabbed earlier. Laertes declares that it's fitting to die by his own sword's treachery. And now Gertrude takes the cup that she had previously toasted and she drinks it. She had the cup that she had drank. Gertrude cries out and Gertrude then dies. And Hamlet declares that treachery is afoot. Laertes admits the treachery is present right in the room, and he announces that it was his fault that Hamlet dies, but ultimately places the blame on Claudius. Laertes then explains that it's all Claudius' fault. And Hamlet grabs the poisoned sword and stabs the perpetrator of all the corruption, Claudius. The people in the audience all shout out that it's treason!
It's treason!
In a violent fit, Hamlet also forces Claudius to drink the rest of the wine. And back to Laertes, as he lays dying, sprawled out on the cold floor. He asks for Hamlet's forgiveness. And that Hamlet isn't responsible for his death, that it's ultimately Claudius. And with one last breath, Laertes dies. And Hamlet proceeds to give his final speech to Horatio, announcing that Fortinbras will be king, as well as telling Horatio Hamlet's story. Hamlet then dies. Alright. That's it.
Oh my god. These pictures.
Where did you get the mask?
They were all in Eric's basement.
Eric,
Why?
My mom just has a ton of Halloween stuff.
Did I knee you in the
Is that
head when
it?
I fell?